Welcome back one and all, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Obsidian's Tyranny. Where we left off last time, we had just killed a couple of soldiers. We had joined up with a stone shield apparently, who is not really in our group, so we're going to leave him be to do whatever he wants, and we're going to move on to our next encounter. Let's check out our inventory really quickly. We did pick up some stuff. So our weapons are a bronze axe and a bronze hammer. There's a Wrought in Ruin here, which is slightly better than our bronze axe, but has less accuracy. But I'm actually okay with that. It's a very fancy looking sword. I'm guessing that's our pre-order bonus that we picked up. Commander's Will is moderately good boots, so I'll put those on. And the Fatebinder's Seal gives us the quality of Tenacity, which is +2 resolve, so that's actually really good. Alright, so we have the Edict as well. That is our, it's one of our quest items. Very important. We also picked up some other boots. Oh, just ceremonial Fatebinder boots. They're kind of garbage. Sanguine Scroll. Blood of the Fallen. What does that do? It does a bunch of corrode damage apparently. Not great, but it is a scroll nonetheless. And that's really it. That's all for us. We got a cool looking sword now on our inventory. And we're going to grab some mushrooms from a corpse. Several skulls bleached by the sun and picked clean by carrion birds are spiked on a roughly hewn post. I wish it wouldn't vanish so quickly. It is the only heraldry the Scarlet Chorus needs. Alright, so it looks like we have a fight going on here. What appears to be going on here?
Try and catch me, worm!
A young Scarlet Fury weaves around the Vendrian Guard attackers, avoiding their weapons with fluid grace. She nods to acknowledge you. A breathless enemy soldier passes a glance to her countrymen. This one's crazy! Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Ha! Fatebinder! You're here at last. Care to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery?
She nods to the armed soldiers bearing down on her. Sure, save something for me. For the realm of Apex, charge! The Vendrian Guard level their weapons and advance. Let's go in. Now we're going to use our... Oh, we're controlling multiple people. That was bad news. So we have blood-soaked stones. Coordinate with verse to knock your opponent prone, then follow up with a strong bleeding attack. I like that. That sounds amazingly good.
On it. Await my signal.
That was cool. Alright, those are neat attacks. I like that. The joint attacks. That was pretty fancy.
If I can't move, I can't dance.
Oh, that one's not dead. We need to finish that one off like right now. Also, she is super hurt. I don't really know how to get her out of combat, so she's going to take a potion.
Oh, someone...
Okay, now she's fine. So that guy's dead. Let's stab that guy. And she has burning iron, which sounds pretty good, so let's do that. Is burning iron a bow skill? Okay, anyways. Once per encounter for the blood-soaked stone ability. I liked it though. We will grab some more attacks going there. Near death. It should die from our big attacks, and we're just gonna go finish this guy off. Let's go in. Let's take a look at combat. It's a little bit slow-paced right now. I'm guessing it hopefully will pick up a little bit later on.
Right.
It's Impale. Oh,
got
she's down.
dark all of a sudden.
That's okay. We got this.
Phew. I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
The fighter surveys the fresh corpses and nods with satisfaction.
I'm Verse, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian Guard we killed didn't come alone.
She gestures towards the skirmish unfolding in the pass below, shaking her head. Not so fast. First explain what you're doing here.
The voices of Nerat told me to intercept you at Edgering Ruins before you busied yourself solving all of the camp's problems. Guess I was too late.
She smirks.
You're due for a meeting with the Archons, but we should handle the small matter of this ambush first.
Why are the Vendrian Guard attacking now?
My guess? The Vendrian Guard are testing our strength in battle, learning how we perform before they organize a real offensive. That or they're really, really desperate to get beyond the mountains and couldn't wait until nightfall.
You fight like a storm. What is your role in the army?
A Scarlet Fury, one of the elite killers of our ignoble gang. You'll see more than a few of us around camp, but don't let that fool you. We're a rare breed. Most of the soldiers in the Scarlet Chorus are little more than farmers and children armed with rusted forks. Makes them easier to control. The voices of Nerat called his best fighters to this siege. There must be something important about Vendrian's well, though don't ask me what. The Archon isn't in the habit of spilling secrets.
Well, I'm ready if you are.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
I see your point. Nice and practical.
No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Nerat!
Verse furrows her brow and focuses on the battle to come. She's back up. Feeling
Got
pretty
them in
good.
my sights.
Alright, so there's a hide, a scroll, lesser sigil of reaching grasp, a healing potion, and a Scarlet Fury helm, which is better than our ceremonial helm, so we're going to throw that on. Where is it? Located. Didn't I grab it? Did I miss it? No, I definitely have it. Maybe he can't wear it. Maybe she can only wear it. Or it's a party stash thing. Gotcha. Well, that's fancy, kind of. That's kind of fancy. Wait, why did you put it on? There we go. It is slightly better than our helmet. And she can have this one for now, I guess. I don't know if it does her any good. Certainly can't do her any bad. Is this weapon any good for us? No, not really. Although it does have better accuracy and better armor penetration than our bronze hammer, but it has about 1 less DPS. But I think it's actually slightly better in terms of that armor penetration. That also looks cool as hell. Alright, we'll keep it. That is better armor, better corrode armor, and crush armor. Worse recovery, worse deflection, worse accuracy, so we'll leave that off. Alright, let's go. Okay, I'm sure there's going to be some big fights to come, but there is, however, loot over here. Oh, that's a lot of dudes. Okay. Eyes forward, no looking back. The Vendrian Guard warrior roars with his falx held high. His words largely lost over the din of combat. Stand aside, or your funeral will be all over the side of the bluff. Seeing you squarely in his path, the soldier points his weapon your way. I applaud your bravery, but I implore you to end this foolishness and lay down your arms. Not a chance. If I surrender, I'm as good as dead. We can at least drag some of Kyros' chosen along our short journey to the void. He signals his men to charge. The sound of chanting rises from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet Chorus, reinforcements, hurry! Oh man, we got some help. Okay, cool. Run down the oathbreakers, let none escape. From the red mob of reinforcements from the south, a blood chanter emerges at the head of the rabble, the ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tones. Sounding sigils of magic and wordlessly moving her mouth, the blood chanter scribes a series of spells in the air. A red glow surrounds the Vendrian Guard warriors as the chanter's magic worms its way into their minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you! You there, keep to the path! The warrior gestures along the canyon trail, but his soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Chorus, roaring challenges. No, don't engage them, we need to run! His orders falling on deaf ears, the warrior reluctantly readies his weapon. Alright, so we have 3 warriors. We have Tarkus Demos, who's very clearly the leader, and then 2 normal sun soldiers, who are clearly not the leaders. Let's go punch that one. Can I control that group? No. What we can do, though, is jump into our character sheet really quickly. We didn't level up. Oh, we didn't get to level up. Did she level up? She leveled up, it looks like. Talents. Oh, we get talent points, too. Well, that's fancy. Did we get a talent point? No, but there are a million different things we can spec into. Okay. want her to be more of a duelist than a skirmisher. Strike just passive wants to dodge and parry. That's kind of nice. Actually, that's really nice. How do I grab that? Well, I don't think I can yet. Okay. I guess we'll deal with that later. Alright, let's go there. We're going to use our bleeding attack and our Titan's touch ability on her.
Heads up.
And she is going to do our blood
Yeah,
soak. Okay, he's injured. Now she's going to use skewer, and he's going to use his other bleeding attack. She is going to burning iron him.
You got it.
I'll try taking down her. She is getting pounded though. He's injured. She might need to drink again. And he is going to try and spear that guy. We had a weird leg spike there. That was scary. What's her life like? Oh, she should probably disengage. It's 3-on-1 for him, though. That's not the best situation. And those honor guards are way above our pay grade right now. Let's get her back into the fight, put in a flanking position. And we are going to, I guess, try and make him bleed. Okay, he's bleeding. That's at least a positive.
Let them think they can get me.
She needs to...
Oh, someone stitch me up.
Okay, he's dead.
You got it.
We're gonna play the run around until you can drink a healing potion game. Okay, we gotta drink a healing potion.
You got it. Oh, that one fucking hurt!
She is... Oh shit, that Chanter is on his own now. That Sun Soldier's almost dead though. Okay.
Right.
Ooh.
Get back here.
Oh good, he survived his fight. That's a plus. We did too. We were good. Everything's fine. That wasn't difficult at all. Holy crap, we almost died. Come quick. We have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. I just finished a fight, guys. I'm not feeling it. I'm just, you know, I got here. There's bad things happening. I haven't even gotten a meal. I'm hungry, you know. Put everything in the party bin for now. Alright, what do we get? We have some boots that are exactly the same as ours, pretty much. We have some armor that is quite a bit better than ours, at least in most of the ways it needs to be. And we lose some accuracy with this twisted iron sword, but we gain armor pen and a little bit more damage, but not enough to make up for the... Oh, we get bracers. Those are better. Those are just straight up better. Our ceremonial fate binder armor kind of sucks. We really should have requisitioned better armor. However, it might be better for her. In fact, it definitely is better for her. That isn't. Those are. What is she using for a weapon? She has Red Rivers, which is a pretty nice sword, and Gutseeker, which is another pretty nice sword. So we're going to leave those as they are probably, I think. Lower DPS, better armor pen, but more DPS. You know what? Those might be better than our swords. Hang on. I know you're a valued member of our team, but just wait for a sec. It's way better than that javelin. And it's way better than our sword. So, I mean, We're technically the good guy, right? So we should have the better weapons. We're the commander of this group. Also, that looks cool as hell. Very cool looking. Aesthetically pleasing. Do we loot that? Box. Yes. Yes, we did. I think. There's also a... Why aren't you healing anymore? Wounds are cleared on rest. Was there a rest button? Oh yeah, there is. Alright. The commander can wait, he'll be fine. Sky cap. Alright. So we found a new item. Cosma. Some sort of corpse. What's a Cosma? Those boots might be better than what we're using, but we'll check in a sec. What are you doing? You'll draw attention to me. Coward. Alright. Those are worse than ours. We lose a whole bunch of deflection. Not really worth it. This torn banner bears the scratched out icon of the Disfavored. The army's original symbol has been lost to history and graven. Ash has never ordered a replacement, preferring the blasted icon over all others. Interesting.
Sorry, can't.
I guess we can't go up on that balcony. Or can we? No, we definitely can't. Eventually we'll find our way over there and grab that thing. Oh, looks like there's a handhold there. Okay. Well, Pelux Tyrell says, stow your weapons, or we find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine down below. Cornered between a precipitous drop and a band of angry soldiers, the Oathbreaker warrior holds a disfavored officer at knife point. Skewer him, worry not for me. Graven Ash will protect. The disfavored officer winces, blood seeping from the seams of his bracers and cuirass. You heard the man. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? This blade, with a jerk of the knife, he slices off a clump of Drastus' matted hair. If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. Well, let's try to lower our weapon, then charge forward and wrest the knife from him. We gained favor with the Scarlet Chorus, we gained favor with the Disfavored as well, and we gained 69 athletic skill experience. The Oathbreaker cracks a wide smile as you lower your weapon. That's right, now the rest of you drop those weapons. With his attention on the other warriors, you dash forward. He reaches out with a dagger to slay Drastus, but your hand is already on his wrist. With a wrenching twist, you mangle his hand, dropping the dagger harmlessly to the ground. The disfavored warriors rush forward from either side of you. Tyrell barely manages a strained gasp before being hacked and impaled upon their swords and spears. That's how we roll. Kyros be praised. That Oathbreaker fought with the rage of Cairn himself. Drastus slides a trembling hand along the cut on his neck. Thank you, Fatebinder. I thought today was my last. From the look of it, guess they thought if they swarmed the pass, maybe one might make it out. We found a few scraps of parchment on the bodies. Drastus holds out a handful of crumpled parchments for your inspection. A student of letters such as yourself should be able to make sense of this. I will examine the parchment. Repeating the same message in different written scripts, the parchment explained the Vendrian guards' desire to overthrow Kyros' Archons and rout their armies from the tiers. The pages aren't addressed to any specific reader, but rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the younger realms to gather at Vendrian's well. It's recruitment material. They were trying to bring more traitors to the fight. Well, from the look of it, we kept them from slipping out of the valley. Whatever they hoped to accomplish, I think their plan died here. The Archons are expecting you. When you're ready, leave by the gate to the southeast, and follow the trails downslope for a few hours. You'll see the campfires leagues away. Can't miss it. Well, okay then. That is a really cool looking fountain.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
Well, I want to
Sorry, can't.
Oh, I can't even unlock that thing to start with. How do we get over here?
Right.
Oh, I see. Where are we going? Guys, hang on. Whoa, you're going too fast. Alright, who are you? You're Horde, and you're a Stone Shield. Got it. Let's go over this way. We can at least climb the thing, even if we can't subterfuge it open. We could maybe break it open. Let's find out how this stuff works in this game. Let's play Find Out the Things. Climb up. Easy enough climb. Do you have good subterfuge skill?
No dice.
No. Alright, is there like a break open button?
Can't do that.
Not allowed to just punch it, eh?
Can't do that.
Okay, well, did we gain a level? Not quite. How is our subterfuge? 26, not very good. Hers is 34. But it's not good enough to do anything with. So let's go back down. Unfortunate, but oh well. Maybe we'll find some way to open that treasure chest later on. It's just going to be something we have to wait upon. Or never come back to, and again, we'll forget about it entirely. Okay, so we are at the Edgering Ruins currently, and we're going to the Disfavored camp, 3 hours away. Nice calm walk. Nothing happened during the walk, that's nice. Okay, how are we... Wait, why are we approaching the camp from the south when... I mean, very clearly we were approaching from the north, but that's okay. Sterling Hagnon, you look like a person of... something? Hail, Fatebinder, the Disfavored scout nods at your approach. Camp's up ahead, don't mind us, just clearing out the rabble. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll. But she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I am not allowed to trade one thing for another? It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. You're on disfavored land. These warriors have every right to kill you. You should be more thankful they're even listening to you speak. But I'm only here to peddle my wares. I mean no harm. The merchant takes a step back, his eyes scanning the soldiers for signs of movement. And if you think I'm a threat to this favored camp, then you have seriously overestimated me. Please, how do I make this right? From the sound of it, I feel like I'm about to be robbed. You're not the only one. I'm being robbed of patience as we speak. We should move on, Fatebinder. Petty disputes are beneath us both. That's what verse says. Robbed? No, you fool. You are being granted life after trespassing on our lands, all for the simple price of what's in your cart. Not our fault you don't have permits in order. I don't write the rules, I just ruthlessly enforce them. Please, the merchant lurches towards you, his eyes wide with desperation. Can you do something? Let me see your trade permits. He hasn't got one. Therein lies the problem. A trade permit? Well, how was I mean, to whom would I speak for such a thing? Not to us, and not our problem. Maybe march your butt to Bastard City and plead your case before Tanan, but we'll lighten your burden and relieve you of your wares first. That should make the long trek a bit more bearable. You had best start making a very strong argument as to why I should help you. We lost favor with the disfavored for that. What's there to discuss? We should kill this mongrel and, the warrior pauses, placing her hand in front of her mouth. If the Fatebinder wishes to weigh in on the matter, courtesy demands we listen. The soldier clears her throat, looking at you expectantly. This is a disfavored matter, but I know the agents of the court do so love to throw their judgments around. Well, you could rob me now, and have my supplies today, the merchant grabs a flask from his cart, or you can leave me alive and I'll have fermented honey all year long. I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing draughts. Certainly any army will need those. He uncorks a small ceramic vial, and the aroma of cloves and lanolin assaults your nose. If the disfavored have reason to question these items, I shall trust their judgment. Thank you, Fatebinder. I know others of your ilk would gleefully meddle in our affairs at every opportunity. The soldier turns her attention to the merchant. I hereby reclaim these trappings of the Overlord for use by the disfavored. If you want to live, take 2 steps to your left and don't move a muscle. The peddler shakes his head with a scowl and steps aside, as directed, spitting towards his own cart. Hagnon mutters a half-garbled curse before placing his hands up in submission. Sorry, dude. Next time, get your affairs in order. This is not my fault. Slow down a moment. I think we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. What? The voices of Nerat told me you've come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story. So let's have it out. What's so special about you? I'm here to deliver an edict from Kyros. That makes crazy kind of sense, considering how long the siege has taxed the armies. I can understand why Kyros would send you with an edict to speed things along. Have you read it? Do you know what it says? That is not for you to know. If you're telling the truth, I suppose I'll hear about it soon enough anyways, she nods to herself. What else has the voices of Narat told you? Only that I could find you in Edgering ruins. Truthfully, I could have picked you out of a crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months bathing in the stink of the Matani River. She laughs, but there's a forced nature to it. I really ought to meeting with the Archons. The war tent is just past the center of the camp. She nods towards the northeast. We gained loyalty with her. One last thing, be careful around these disfavored types. They take their work seriously, when most have suffered too many blows to the head. So they're apparently quite crazy. That's the camp. I'll present myself in a minute, I'm busy. We can't open that. We lack the subterfuge. That leads out, but we're going to wander around over here. We'll go in the camp in a second. What's this thing? A humble grave lies before you. A battered sword has been used as a marker, the initial B engraved into the iron.
A modest grave for the Archon's son, Brennix.
Oh.
We don't bother with funeral rites in the chorus. No point in thanking conscripts for their duty.
Sorry, can't.
Alright, I guess we're going into the camp. That's really all we can do. Not a whole lot to loot outside. Alright, I'm here for inspection. Let's do this thing. You've arrived at last, the disfavored warrior turns to the other guard. This isn't just any Fatebinder, this is the Stormcaller. Eltimar fought with us all the way back to the Gates of Judgment, served on the front lines. I saw it with my own eyes. The guard looks back at you, nodding slowly. We're honored to consent you. I'm going to salute. Graven Ash protects. That he does, the warrior nods in approval, then taps twice on the gate to signal your arrival. Be well, Fatebinder. Glory to Kyros. Alright, well, let's first of all go loot this thing. I like stuff. Especially gauntlets, for some reason. Pentabor, Rona, and Barrack. Hail to you, guardian of the law. The man dressed in merchant finery greets you with a smile. If you have a few excess rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before battle. You know that if the disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, that must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. He points to his collection of shields, rations, satchels, wineskins, and other sundries. Take a look, and see if something interests you. Okay, let me take a look. So, there's a bronze sword for sale. It is worse than what we're currently using. Bronze spear, worse. Everything is pretty much worse. Can we get fine items here? Nothing, okay. All quality levels. There's camping supplies, that's kind of nice. How much money do we have? We have 65 copper rings. We have no iron rings, no bronze rings, and 3 out of 4 camping supplies. We'll deal with camping supplies later, but not really anything to go on. Rona, who are you? Got no time to chitter. Too much armor to mend. Speak to Uncle Pentabor if you got rings to trade. Barrack, who are you? You can't make out the ironclad soldier's expression under his twisted helmet. He merely stares at you. Alright then. Well, I'm gonna go steal a spear, possibly. Or a sword. An Imperial Iron Falcata. Any good? Falcatas. So, no, not for us, but maybe for her. Slightly better DPS, slightly better armor pen, less range than the spear, but that's not a big deal. I think we're going to swap it out for the spear. And we have a twisted iron sword, which is kind of garbage. And nothing else, right? We should probably sell some of this stuff, I guess. It doesn't look particularly important to keep. Alright, we'll deal with that later.
Right.
Still subterfuge, we have nothing to do with that. Isotanus curses the air as a blade of long, thin iron breaks in half beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft, but our supplies are spent. He wipes the sweat from his brow and gets a better look at you. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, don't get me wrong. It can take a beating and get bent back into shape, unlike the stubborn iron we have here. He glances at a pile of his work with dread. And we always have plenty of tin and copper lying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's rare a smith will churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around camp. We're garbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Can't do that with bronze. They call the Disfavored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be in our backbone, but our claws are made out of iron. The good stuff that comes from the Smiths and Lethian's crossing. Why is there an iron shortage? Or is there an iron shortage? I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down by the Mittani went missing near Echo Call Crossing, and I'm afraid we won't be seeing any more now that the valley is sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tunon's responsibility. Why is this the first I'm hearing of it? Keep your voice down! Isatanis flinches and lowers his own. Graven Ash doesn't want to cause a panic or pass any information to the Vendrian guard. Best case scenario, the iron tumbled off a boat and is rusting on a riverbed. Worst case, it ends up in enemy hands. If I find myself in Echo Call, I suppose I can keep an eye out for you. I appreciate that, as does the Great General, more than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. You can trust me to handle this. I knew that Tunon wouldn't have dispatched you without good reason. The court isn't exactly known for gambling when the stakes are high. He glances to the crate beside him and points to a small set of notches on the wood. You see that? That is how we tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous, so people don't go snooping around. You'll want to keep an eye out for these. Good hunting. Can't loot that. Can loot this. Stone shield, stone shield. Wonder if that counted as stealing. Oh well. There's a Sterling Hagnan in there. Prisoner of some sort. Let's talk to him. This is all your fault, you Kyros dog. I mean, he's not entirely wrong.
How'd you take a look at that?
Subterfuge went up. Nice. I don't know how, but it went up. I'm going to take this. And possibly whatever this is. Lucia and Marcus. Or Lucia. I'm not sure which. Lucia, I think. I am Lucia. This is Marcus. The disfavored soldier points towards the armored man next to her. And you must be the Fatebinder. From under her helmet you hear an audible scoff. We've been assigned to your hospitality, Marcus quickly interjects, while you remain on disfavored ground. If you should need a place to rest, we can make the necessary preparations. What can we do for you? Marcus, I would like some training. Of course, Fatebinder. Marcus pounds his fist on the armor in salute. Maybe I won't. It's kind of expensive, isn't it? Although we can get levels out of it. It's expensive, isn't it? Oh well. Let's just train up one-handed weapons. Good enough. Alright. What can you do? She does throw and dodge and athletics. We could have got some athletics training, but oh well. Next level we'll do some more training. Bitter Quip is another person. Glory to the voices of Narat, projecting his salutation for all to hear. The grinning blood chanter raps his staff against the ground as you approach. Fatebinder Eltimar, I presume. His smile quickly retreats, giving way to a sour scowl. I am Bitter Quip. I am here as an emissary of the Scarlet Chorus. Bitter Quip looks at you impatiently. What can you tell me about the Scarlet Chorus? The Chorus is the future of the Tears. I feel only derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable ascension. Bitter Quip looks at you with a raised eyebrow. What in particular would you like to know? Tell me about the voices of Narat. He is Supreme Commander and Public Servant, he who sets us free but directs us all. Bitter Quip smiles as he talks, his face turning flush. The voices of Narat is the epitome of what each of us can be, a magician without equal, and the leader of uncountable numbers. The voices and the chorus are one, conquering, expanding, growing, changing, always stronger. Bitter Quip pounds his staff on the ground. Glory to the voices! How did you come to join the Scarlet Chorus? The Doctrine of Strength speaks to me, and I answered its call, as did some of my arcane peers. I took to the chorus almost instantly. Unlike most, I cried not for the life of comfort lost to me. My magic invokes fear and terror, and I easily established my dominance over a pack in my early days in the chorus. If you're so curious about it, Bitterquip smiles, lifting an eyebrow, perhaps you should visit our camp and see for yourself. What's your role in the chorus? I am a blood chanter. My magic can turn the will of man and the tide of battle. I have held command for 3 years now, though being forced to keep an eye on the disfavored is not the reward I had envisioned for my service thus far. Sounds as if you really like the voices of Narot. Bitterquip blinks several times and scowls, saying nothing. That's it. He nods as we depart. Hey, what were you? There's stuff here to grab. We can unlock that one. Excellent. Bronze War Mace, you say? That is slightly better than what we're using, I think, although it makes our recovery slower by like a lot. So we'll hit harder, but slower. Potentially. Let's continue to look through the camp. What is... Oh, that's a dude carrying a pack. It looked weird on my screen for a second there. I thought it was like... Oh, we're at the top of the camp, apparently. Alright, bronze bracers. I'll grab those too. I guess we're going into the camp now. Or into the tent. That will probably lead us to the end of our video, so we'll see how it goes. The meager portion of game simmers in the large copper pot. Fragrant spices attempt to mask the potent smell of...
Can't do that.
Whatever creature they decided to cook. I see. Inside we go. Well, this is looking grim already. There's the voices of Narot and Graven Ash. They look powerful, way more powerful than I am.
There's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secrets passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
Verse whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons. I am here to proclaim Kyros' edict. The valley was sealed in preparation for this moment. Governor Eltimar, long have we been honored by your iron. Now we are honored by your presence. I must apologize for my lord's tempers run high of late. I'm going to bow to the Archons. Apologies for the sudden entrance. I have traveled long to be here.
Stormcaller, it is an honor to have you with us. I would imagine you are here with another of Kyros' edicts. Perhaps another catastrophe that will punish our foes for hiding behind their walls?
Not exactly.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Edict. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kyros demands of us all.
On the last of his words, the Archon of War glares at the voices of Narot, furrowing his brow as he utters the words camaraderie. I come bearing an edict of Kyros.
For the 2nd time, Brother Tunon selects you for the glory of proclamation. You should be honored. Tell us, what has the Overlord decided to unleash upon the Oathbreakers?
Well, it seems that you need some encouragement to work together. Kyros' edict will end the lives of everyone in this valley unless Ascension Hall is claimed by Kyros by Kyros' Day of Swords. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commandment. Is every syllable drafted by the hand of Kyros. With the edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens, and the muscles in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountains, feel renewed, the tired limbs now buoyant with vigor.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive. We'll need to advance across the Mittani. We lose everything if we stand still, and we move to backup Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time, so we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
The Archon of War taps a finger against his temple. A low rumble escapes from under his beard.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? A baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Archon of Secrets passes his scepter from one hand to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. Are you two... No, let's not say that. Learn to work together or we are all doomed.
The Fatebinder is right. We're acting not as leaders, but as children. I've no time for your foolish japes and petty taunts. We should focus on the objective at hand, and that is taking the Mittani River, and then advancing to Ascension Hall and ending this edict.
Our lives hang in the balance because you two bicker like children. Now go solve this problem you started. My lord, Barrick and his band have been drilled on the Echo Hall assault plan. The Crescent Runner should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. The Iron Marshal salutes, clapping her gauntlet to her breastplate. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If the Disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Thus, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunan's Chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
We made them both sort of angry at us a little. The Archon twirls the scepter one last time, then taps the fifth eye on his shoulder, and the two depart. Oh, the fifth eye was a guardian or something.
The fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kyros' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us.
Probably true.
You've shown your worth in war, and your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. I would be honored to help. The Iron Marshal salutes Graven Ash, then turns to leave the tent. I will be at the training grounds readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. She pauses, clearing her throat. And though I am loath to mention it, the chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the outer valley on their own. The fifth eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest until they call a camp due east. Seek him out if you must. That is a huge suit of armor. She looks cool, though. Alright! We have proclaimed the will. We have things to loot. Like blood moss and whatever this is.
Good thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
An iron walker helm, which is maybe okay.
I got it.
This battle report from Echo Call Crossing blames the failure on the assault on the Scarlet Chorus. Apparently their scouts failed to report critical intelligence about the enemy composition. I don't trust the Scarlet Chorus at all, actually, in this game so far. But we are at 45 minutes. That is going to be the approximate length of these videos for this series. So we're going to end it here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful night. Although first, before we go, we are going to level up. How do we level up? Excellent question. Character sheet. How do I have unspent talent points. Okay, what's that? Talents. Do I have unspent skill points? Or do we level as we gain skills? That might be where we're at. Okay, so we have agility level 1. We have that slice ability. What are the other ones we can do? We have power we can work on. Oops. We have power we can work on, which is cleave, focus strikes, which is neat. And palm strike, that's more of an unarmed combat thing. I think agility is where we should probably keep things. Flurry of Blows is good. We have Slice already. We can't get to level 2 ones. We need another ability first. Lightfoot is faster in combat. That sounds kind of nice. Sneak Attack might be really good, but we're not very stealthy yet, so maybe not. Add a feint to your thrust ability, blinding your opponent as you strike them with your attack. That's actually kind of nice. Or double attack on the target also might be good. I think I'm going to go with the double attack for now. We can get dual wield mastery next level. Increases weapon damage while wielding a weapon in each hand and allows basic attacks to strike multiple times. Ooh, fancy. So that is what we will be working on, and then dual wield 2 and 3 do it better, I guess. And then Whirlwind Strike is our high level 1. A whirling attack against all nearby enemies. Sounds amazing, actually. Let's save that change. So that is officially going to be it. See you guys next time. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.